It all started when you moved to a new neighborhood. Your new neighbors, the Tanaka family, were the first to greet you. The mother was warm and welcoming, while the daughter, Aiko, was quiet and shy. You told them that your parents weren't home yet, and they understood. They asked you to pass on their regards when they arrived. Aiko's mother urged her to introduce herself, but Aiko shyly stayed behind her mom's side, only glancing at you. Despite Aiko's silence, the homemade cookies her mother offered made up for the awkwardness. As the years passed, Aiko became bolder. She'd often knock on your door herself, calling for you even though she was just in middle school. She would call you by your first name, Kato. You overheard her chatting with your mom, asking for help with schoolwork, struggling with subjects. Your mom always welcomed her warmly, joking that a cute girl like Aiko visiting could only be a good influence on you. Aiko always seemed to find a reason to knock on your door. Each time she had something small but thoughtful for you, cookies, snacks, or tea. You found it odd, especially when she came for the third time in a week with a basket of cookies, but you brushed it off as nothing. However, Aiko kept commenting on how much she wanted to make you happy. One day, she muttered to herself how she imagined the smile on your face when you tasted her treats. You didn't hear her right, but she quickly dismissed it, leaving in a hurry after saying she hoped you could have them with your dinner. When you finally settled into your new apartment near college, you thought life would calm down. But one evening, the familiar knock came at your door again. Aiko. She mentioned she was surprised to find out that you had moved out on your own without telling her. You were caught off guard and apologized, thinking maybe you'd forgotten to mention it, but Aiko smiled and said your mom had mentioned it before. She revealed that she rented a place in the same complex, and though she didn't get the unit next to yours, she would still visit often to bring you food. She asked if you still liked Japanese food. A few days later, another knock echoed through your apartment. When you opened the door, you found Aiko standing there, this time wearing a more grown-up, revealing outfit. You commented on her choice of clothing, but she didn't acknowledge it. Instead, she asked about a girl you had been talking to recently. She asked if she was your girlfriend. Before you could respond, Aiko cut you off, saying it was odd that while you had a beautiful girl visiting you, you still paid another woman, an unattractive one, to be with you. Stunned, you tried to explain, but Aiko didn't give you the chance. She pushed closer, whispering how she could make you feel better than anyone else, because she knew everything about you, Kato. The doorbell rang again and again, the sound piercing your thoughts like Aiko's desperate knocking. She pleaded, her voice now sweet and almost manipulative, asking you to open the door. She knew you were home. The silence between her requests was deafening as you stood frozen. Aiko continued, almost casually, mentioning how the dinner she'd made for you was getting cold. She kept repeating the same line, urging you to let her in. With the pressure mounting, you hoped she'd leave. The tension in the air was suffocating as you stood in your doorway, cold and unsure. You heard the rattling of the door's metal frame, but when you looked, the sight before you shattered your sense of reality. You could no longer deny it. Aiko had crossed a line, and now she was inside, and there was no going back. You were trapped.